Hello everybody, it's Gary Ribbit with Froggy Waters Outdoors. It is December 31st. It is New Year's Eve. I'm out on the river. It's my last day to see if I can meet my challenges. This year I set out some challenges, some goals. I found it to be a little easier to decide what I was going to fish for when I had goals. I had two goals. The first goal I talked about a lot. The second goal I hadn't. So let's talk about the first one. The first goal I had was to catch a crappie 3 pounds or larger. It's a pretty challenging thing. A lot of people haven't done it, and when I say 3 pounds, I mean on the scales, weighed out, confirming that it was actually 3 pounds. This year, I've caught about 7 fish over 2. Those 7 fish over 2, that's pretty awesome, I think, in my opinion. We had a 281, which was close. I thought I had it, but put him on the scales instantly when I got him in the boat. It was 280, 281. I had a 277, a 260, and some 252, and some 240s. So overall, I did have a phenomenal year crappie fishing, but I still didn't hit that 3 pound mark. COVID messed up a lot of things for a lot of people. I didn't take as many guide trips as I wanted to or have had in the past, which was actually a break. One of the reasons I fish for crappie is because it's for me. Not a lot of people pay to go crappie fishing, more people pay to go bass fishing. So that's where the money is, and when I go bass fishing, I tend to associate that with work or tournaments. Either way, it becomes a stressful item. So this year, I only went bass fishing about 3 times. I had pretty decent success, but that means I don't have the stream of big fish photos to show everybody. As I was going through my albums, there's a gar rolling beside the boat. As I go through my albums this year and look at all the fish that I caught, there's a big empty spot where all those 5 pound plus bass were. But you know what? I'm okay with that. I've been able to reconnect and find some stuff that's not heritage or legendary, but kind of gets you back to your roots. So it's made it a lot more enjoyable. One of the things that I learned was that you can catch fish in all kinds of conditions. If you look at the water now, it is not something that I would normally fish. It's yoo-hoo, it's chocolate milk. Going out and fishing in different kinds of water conditions to try to chase my challenge, that's been interesting. I've built more confidence on the baits and my techniques. I'm learning more about what I need to put in the videos as far as content goes, about what people want to see. I want to teach everybody how I fish. Not that I'm the best person out there, but I am catching fish on a regular basis, and if you're not catching fish, maybe I can show you the things that I do and see if it can help you become a better fisherman. So that's one of the things that's important to me. So that was enough about the first challenge. The second challenge I had was Roanoke bass. I chase after Roanoke bass every year. Not everyone knows what a Roanoke bass is. And actually more people confuse Roanoke bass with a rock bass. Roanoke bass are only found in a handful of rivers in the United States. Oh, a handful of rivers in the world, actually. They're found in the Tar River, the Little River, the Eno River, the Flat River, the Uwharrie River, Fishing Creek in Virginia, the Roanoke River. But so they're not found everywhere. I think there's a few more rivers in Virginia that have them. And ultimately, if they're in a river, they're in the lake that joins it. But they're not really a lake-oriented fish. It's really hard to target them in a lake. You might catch one as a byproduct on occasion, but it's kind of rare. Over the past years, I've caught some really trophy-sized Roanoke bass. Every year, I catch 5 to 10 citations. in North Carolina standards, 5 citations means you're a master angler. So I've made master angler at least once, if not twice a year, probably for the past 10 years. Roanoke bass look like a rock bass. They are very, very similar. In fact, they interbreed, and it creates a hybrid, but the hybrid actually favors the rock bass and not the Roanoke, causing the species to decline. My goal is to set a record with that in North Carolina. I want to set the state record. I've been trying for it a little while, come very close a couple of times. So next year, my concentration, my challenge for next year, 2021, is I'm going to fish for Roanoke bass. About like I did this year for crappie, but I'm going to try to be more exclusive. This year I took up 2 challenges. I figured that I would hit the crappie fairly early in the year. Springtime I'd catch that 3-pounder and I could move right on into the Roanoke bass. That's why I chose 2. That didn't work out. I haven't given up on the 3-pound crappie yet. It's just not going to be in the forefront. Trying today, I'm going to go up here to my little honey hole and see if I can't pull one out. They should be there. I should be able to get into some. We'll see if I can get some video of that shortly. But for right now, we're just going to talk about the Roanoke bass. So the Roanoke bass looks like a rock bass. It looks like a largemouth, crappie, and bluegill mix. It's got a short, stumpy body. It favors a warmouth or a crappie. Its mouth is large, like a largemouth or a smallmouth bass. A lot of times I hear people on the riverbanks around Durham and all say they call it a smallmouth because it's not big like a largemouth, but it's a bass. They know it's a bass, but they misidentify it. In the Piedmont, there are no bass in the rivers around here, no smallmouth bass. They're largemouth, but it's misidentified a lot. Anyhow, I want to bring some popularity to it because it's a rare fish. A lot of people tell me they taste good. I don't know, I haven't ever eaten one, but they feed on crawfish, minnows. They forage the same way a largemouth does, but they are aggressive fighters. They have no quit. They'll get in the boat, they'll flap around, they pull like the devil. They eat baits almost their size. It is nothing to catch one on a buzzbait bass fishing in a river. The same way with a rock bass in the mountains. You go up and you catch a red eye or a rock bass, thinking you're catching a smallmouth. They fight like the dickens. It's the same family. But they're available around the Triangle and the Piedmont area of North Carolina. So to me, it's important to maximize on those species, help get the word out, and see if we can't let that population grow and flourish. We don't want to lose something. It's very rare, but it is very fun. So I'm going to try to get a little bit of popularity going, and I'm going to do that on the Eno River this year. So as my challenge goes, I'm going to start at the headwaters of the Eno River in Orange County, North Carolina, north of Hillsboro, just below Orange Lake. Orange Lake, if you know about Orange Lake, then you'll understand just below it. Otherwise, Orange Lake is a private lake, and it's basically the headwaters of the Eno River. So I'm going to go from Orange Lake all the way to Falls Lake. I'm going to fish every stretch, every section. I'm going to take video of all the sections and stretches. That way I can share them with people. I'll tell you about the dangers, the hazards, all the different fish that I catch in those areas. Try to be a lot more informative about portaging, you know, the things that I run into. As this sport grows, there's more and more people on the water. So days like today where you ain't seeing anybody, I would say it's because it's been raining. It was raining this morning, it was drizzling when I put the boat in the water, and at any minute the bottom could fall out. I got a raincoat inside the kayak if it gets that bad, but let's hope it don't. Like I said, it's December 31st, and that's what my 2021 challenge is. I'd like to thank the people that helped me out. Angelo Garcia with Whack 'em Stack 'em Baits. I can call him, I can tell him what I need custom color wise and the different molds that he has, and he just spits them out, dude. It's an amazing product. I really love working with Angelo. It's great. Catch the Fever, Slime Line Fishing Line. They've got some new rods coming out this year. I'm not really going to talk about them other than they're coming. I've seen some prototypes, some sample stuff they had. There's some amazing things coming down the pipeline with them. I love their line, their high vis. They have green, they have orange. They got super stretch. They got cypress mint color. There's all kinds of things that they have to meet our needs as far as monofilament goes. I mean, they're a great team to work with. They care about the fishermen and they care about innovation. They want to make sure that us as fishermen have the best products to keep us going. So I like to support the companies that work for that. It's not always about the bottom line with some folks. A lot of times it's about the absolute product that they put out. And I find that true every time I go and talk with them. So big shout out to those guys over there. Tony Caton and Caleb Page. So if y'all ever need anything, reach out, send me a message, comment, call me. I'll be more than happy to get you in touch with the people that get the gear for you. Tight lines to everybody, and I hope y'all have a blessed New Year's.
Well, GoPro went dead, so all the video that I may have, I don't know how much I actually got of catching fish. We did catch a bunch of fish. I do know I have some pieces I can put together, hopefully make a decent little video. It is cool. It's getting colder, starting to drizzle rain a little bit. That's the water, that's the clarity. If you want to know how dark it is and dingy it is, that paddle is I don't know, about 14 inches, and I can't see the end of it. So I probably got 7 or 8 inches of visibility. I've been able to catch crappie. I think 27 is the actual count now. It was a little lower earlier, but I think it's 27. So I'll have to go back and look at my pictures and see what I got. Hopefully I can put together a good video of how to, what we were doing. I hope everybody has a safe new year and get out on the water when you can. I'm sure it's hard to believe with current like this I'm able to catch crappie, but they're in the eddies too, just like the bass. Alright everybody, so I finally found the fish. Here's what we're doing today. And so we can catch the fish, we are using a gold minnow in smelt color, 2.5 inch. It's on an 1/8 ounce jig head, 16th ounce jig head with a loop knot. I'll show you that in just a second. Because it's cold out and the water's muddy, you gotta let it lay there. So here we go. So here's my bait. Like I said, it's a 16th ounce jig head, a 2-inch smelt colored minnow from Berkley. I got my ACC crappie stick, my slime line, just letting it off the side of the boat here, and letting it go all the way to the bottom, pulling it out so the line goes all the way down. High vis line, I can watch it lay, and when it stops sinking like it has now, I know I'm on the bottom. I put a couple of rounds on my reel to get it up off the bottom, and I'm going to let it sit there. And then directly, the fish will swim by, smell it, see it, and eat it. So far, I've caught a handful. I think we're at about 12. I'll have to go back through and check my pictures. Nothing major yet, nothing big to write home about, but nonetheless, still fish. As you can see, the water is dirty. So it's hard to catch fish in these conditions. And I'm fishing at about 8 feet deep. There it is, nibble, nibble, nibble. So their bite is super soft. You can see it. Gotta wait till he takes it. Key with a high vis line, it's hard to see in the video. But you can actually see the bite, and you can see when he has it because he'll swim off to the side. There we go. A little bitty crappie. So you can see this bite. You can see the rod tip, and you can see the line swimming off to the side. You set the hook on him. Oh yeah, a little bit more active. Let's see. It's really, whoop. Never give them slack. Trying to hold the camera, the phone at the same time while I was trying to reel. He ended up getting slack. Crappie got paper thin mouths. People call them paper mouths. Anyway, they talk about all the time about how tender and soft their mouths are. You have a sharp hook. That sharp hook will rip a hole in it. And if you give him any slack, he's got a time and a chance to get off. So you got to be super careful when crappie fishing. Sharp hooks mean a lot, but with crappie, not necessarily so. Their mouths are so soft that a dull hook will do a job. Alright, I don't know how long this is going to last, but I was able to go out and do some fishing. Caught a bunch of fish. It's surprising with the water clarity the way it is. It's only about 7 or 8 inches. The crappie bite was pretty good. They were slow, but they were good all around. So, hope to have a video out. If not, Happy New Year's everybody. Tight lines.
We would like to thank our sponsors for continuing to make these videos possible. Slimeline Fishing Line, with advanced innovation monofilament lines such as High Vis, Extra Clear, and Champion Series Super Stretch, providing a solution for your every need. Get Outdoors, your paddle sports destination with outstanding service before, during, and after the sale, with all the latest in kayak fishing equipment and accessories. Whack-'em Stack-'em Baits, providing custom bait options with unlimited varieties of colors and sizes to meet your every need with the highest quality in soft plastic. Offering many baits for multiple species of fish and various water conditions.